second giveaway in our month of giveaways. Congratulations to Nick from Chicago. You won a Blu-ray copy of Batman Returns. Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer, old school classic. Thank you for sharing.
And now on to the news.
Welcome back to another episode of The Canon, where we talk about the comic book and superhero movie news. I'm your host, Terry. This is my partner, Sal, and we're ready to bring you the stuff that matters. First off, Logan trailer dropped online. We get all type of images. We get all type of different stuff. Let's talk about trailer, Sal.
That out of the most recent trailers that have come out in the last month, this is my favorite by far. This is so good. As a trailer alone, get rid of the comic movie. That's a comic movie. Get rid of that. It's a Wolverine Logan movie. This trailer was amazing. It was so good and it was so emotional. I'm gonna cry in the movie. I know it already, but yeah, it was good. Let me tell you.
Sal, did you like the trailer?
I hated it.
I was just kidding. Yes, it was very different. Honestly, my first time, as you know, Sal, I didn't know how to feel quite about it because it was so different from not only the Wolverine movies, which sucked, but it was so different from the X-Men movies, which I love so much. It didn't seem like a superhero movie. That was the number one talking point.
Yeah.
Until you saw the claws, you might not even known this was a Wolverine movie, especially since it's titled Logan. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for soul songs being sped, slowed down and played in the background. I'm a sucker for that.
Perfect, Johnny Cash.
It just felt right. So yes, I'm with you on that. Anything else, Sal? What, I mean, there's so many questions that it brings up. What are you really most excited about for this movie?
Just the whole movie, right? Right now, I mean, it's a teaser trailer, so the whole movie as a whole is just so it's marketing to me so well. And like, I don't know, like seeing, I don't know the synopsis. There was like a rumored synopsis, and it's basically saying that it's in the future. I know you're bringing that up. That Xavier is battling Alzheimer's. So I think even seeing him like in that kind of state is going to be very interesting, and it's going to be very, it's just going to grab the audience because it's a very grounded. You haven't seen him like that before. It's grounding, and it's very powerful, and it's very emotional. So I think that is going to pull the audience in big time. So that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of just what's the state of the world right now, because we see an image right when the dialogue is talking about Charles mutants don't exist anymore. And we see an image of him at a graveyard, drinking. It's just like, oh man, so what is going on? And then the way he's talking to Charles, it seems like he hasn't seen Charles in forever, or he's been in a coma or something. So it's so many good questions. The director kind of addressed that. He came out recently and said in the way to tell this story is they had to mess with the timeline a little bit. So in the timeline, this pretty much takes place after the epilogue of X-Men Days of Future Past. If you don't remember, Wolverine woke up at the X-Mansion. We see old school Cyclops from the original movie. We see Jean Grey. Everybody's alive and well, and things are pretty much back where they should be. So this movie takes place years after that, into a future where apparently they're all dead. And the director said he wanted to tell the story of a Wolverine who doesn't have the powers that he once had, and a Professor X that doesn't have the control he once had of his powers. So a lot of good stuff. I mean, Sal, we saw the images of Pierce, the villain. We saw, all types of
Stephen Merchant.
Yeah, we saw Caliban, who appeared in X-Men Apocalypse. That
was like one of my favorite characters in there.
He was running like the mutant underground railroad. Looks like he's some type of bounty hunter now.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It just captured me. Like, we saw parts in the city, we saw parts in the graveyard where it's like a regular world, but wherever Logan is like somewhere off in the desert or something. It looks like Mad Max Fury Road out there.
Yeah.
So.
And I like Pierce's his like little gang he has. They look really intimidating. They just look like regular like bounty hunters, but they just all of them together. they look powerful, and it just, I don't know, something about them as a group, whatever they do it looks like they're bad people.
All right, so I got 3 questions for you,
Yeah.
Sal. First off, this just came off the top of my head. I know you really are a big fan of Mr. Sinister's look. It was confirmed that he's the villain for this movie.
Yeah.
After seeing the trailer, do you agree that there's going to be a modern Mr. Sinister, maybe a suit and tie with red eyes type dude instead of that?
I think so, because he was originally like this aristocrat, if I don't, and I don't think he always looked like that. I'm not sure. Fact check me. But I think we will see more of a modern, like you just said. But I think in some way, shape, or form, we will see his original look. Whether he survives at the end and he goes back to that form, or that's his new form, or something that is like in the past where the mutants were alive, that he looked like that. Something of that nature. But I think for the most part, we're gonna see modern.
Okay. Second, a lot of people are kind of talking about after the director's comments and the way this looks, that Deadpool 1000% won't be in this movie. I personally think it means probably he'll be in the movie even more, because if anybody survived, Logan has the same pretty much regenerative power as Deadpool. So if Logan survived, why wouldn't Deadpool survive? What do you think?
I don't know if he'll be in the movie, but I think it will have some effect. I think Deadpool and Cable in the second one might, or later down the line, Cable will have some effect on this timeline, because they cannot keep all these mutants dead if they're going to continue these movies. So I think, I don't know if he'll be in it, but I think Deadpool and Cable might have some sort of relation to this movie, whether it's Deadpool 2, and I don't think it is, or if it's down the line.
Okay, and lastly, we see like some images that kind of look like Professor X being buried in the trailer. We see, he's worse for the wear. There's a growing speculation that Wolverine has to kill Professor X because his powers are getting out of control. Do you think that's gonna happen, and what would you think about it?
Well, yeah, we saw that. We saw some of the images where like the shaky, and like you see, I don't know her first name, but X-23, supposedly X-23. She's like trying to crawl, but the visual is also shaky, and I think it's Xavier like in a chair, like leaning back, and it looks like his powers are going like crazy. So I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, Logan's killed Jean Grey before. Why can't he kill Professor X? That would suck. I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna fucking cry. It's gonna happen. But yeah, so yeah, I can see that happening. I think he's definitely going to die in this movie. Regardless.
Okay. And okay, so not a real question, but March is coming out in March. We saw BVS do numbers in that time. That's not a typical time for superhero movies. Do you think this is absolutely just going to crush it?
I think it is. I think they're going to market it. It's already, March isn't that far off, but with this, they came in big. They're with the pictures and the images. I think it's going to do really well, and especially it's his last one, so.
Hoorah! He's going out the way he should. I really, as I watch it over and over, I really love this trailer. I love the bold, the courage to step out and do something very different and make it a character piece. Like we said with the title, it means there's no more Wolverine, X-Men, all this stuff. This breaks down to just who is this man inside of him. So that'll be exciting. So, speaking of exciting, our favorite little segment, Keep It or Sweep It. Lando Calrissian, he is cast. It is none other than the childish Gambino himself, the hit star of the hit show Atlanta, my man, Donald Glover. Sal?
Keep it. Keep that. Keep it. Who else are you going to have? You gotta have him. He's one of the hottest, skyrocketing up and comers. Not even up and comer anymore, but he's just getting to that tier of top actor in Hollywood. So I think this is gonna push his career even farther. And then he still has Spider-Man coming up. So yes, keep that. That's all I really gotta say.
I keep it. I'll keep the casting.
I'll
keep the casting because if I'm forced for a casting, I'm fine with Donald Glover.
So you don't really want the character.
Well,
we don't even want the movie.
actual idea of the character being in this. I sweep that, but that's not the question.
Yeah.
And also the movie as a whole. But if you're going to do it, Donald Glover is just outstanding, dynamic talent. I mean, the guy started off writing. He showed that he could rap. He did stand-up. He did his acting. And so his show is out. Why not? At first, and from what I heard, the delay was his schedule. Mm-hmm. So people, once his show kind of went off, and if you're not watching Atlanta, watch Atlanta. They got renewed for a second season already. And he's the head writer. So they didn't know if the schedules would match. Once he kind of worked that out, they was like, okay, everybody else out of here. Donald Glover is our guy. I think him and Alden Ehrenreich are going to have a great dynamic. Yeah. Just those two. I don't know if it'll feel like Han Solo and Lando, but I think those two are going to have a great dynamic. One funny part, the one person that tried out for this movie that was in the shortlist was O'Shea Jackson, Ice Cube's son.
Oh.
What the hell?
I was wondering where else he'd be in.
What the hell? So yes, if that's the competition, I have to keep Donald Glover as Lando. All right, so our short list for Domino and Deadpool 2 has been revealed. So a while back, we reported that Mackenzie Davis was going to be Domino and Kyle Chandler was going to be Cable. So recently, reports have come out that they're in multiple stages of testing, and there's actually a lot of women up for Domino. Sal, before we get to that list, do you think this means Kyle Chandler is not Cable yet? Because now it seems like Mackenzie Davis isn't Domino yet.
I'm going to say it doesn't. Yes, it doesn't mean that he is yet. No, I mean, there's been no news whatsoever since we got the rumor, so I'm going to say they're holding back on it, and then we'll see.
Okay, so let's dive into this list. Outside of Mackenzie Davis, we have Ruby Rose from Orange is the New Black. That's the hot girl that everybody keeps talking about. We have Eve Hewson from The Nick. She was the TV show, and she was also in Bridge of Spies. She's also Bono's daughter. We have Kelly Rohrbach, who will be in the new Baywatch movie. Lizzie Kaplan from the TV show New Girl. She was in The Night Before. She was in Now You See Me 2. We have Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Sky High, which is a great show, and recently 10 Cloverfield Lane. We have Sienna Miller versus who was in Foxcatcher, I'm sorry. We have Sophia Boutella, who was recently in Star Trek Beyond as that alien chick. She was in Kingsman as the chick with the no feet and the sharp legs. Mm-hmm. We have Stephanie Sigman from Spectre, TV show Narcos on Netflix. And we have Sylvia Hoeks, who will be in Blade Runner 2049. Sal, do you keep or sweep this list? And who do you want to be Domino?
Well, the reports are... Well, yeah, I'm keeping the list. Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing to say that it's not the list. But a lot of the reports are saying that Lizzie Kaplan and Mary Elizabeth Winstead are the top runners with Mackenzie Davis. But I'm going to have to go with Lizzie Kaplan. I think that she just, something about her, she has that presence. We were talking about presence, about, I forgot who we were talking about, but presence is a very, we're talking about it for, I can't think, Zatanna. It bothered me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about presence. And
back on our Wannabe Canon video where we talked about the Justice League Dark casting. You should watch that.
Yeah, so it's just something about her draws me into her acting. And she has the look. She has that dark look, especially from Mean Girls, from back in the day. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mention Mean Girls because I didn't watch it and I know how big her role was.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay, yeah, she was in Mean Girls. Sal, you SOB, you stole my pick. I'm going to keep this list as far as talking about why I keep the list, is that it's not the same old Jessica Chastain, Emily Blunt, you know, all the top actresses. I look at this list and I'm like, yes, Domino is an offbeat character, kind of like Deadpool is. I don't think you just find who's the A-list star, Jennifer Lawrence, let's plug her in and be Domino. I think you have to find a certain type of girl, and I like the list they're looking at is very ethnic, it's very offbeat. There's a lot of, you know, experience in the movie world, TV world. So I really like kind of what they're doing with it. Sophia Boutella would probably be my second choice. I think just because she's the top, you know, in action out of this group. We saw her in Star Trek Beyond, which was amazing with the critics. We saw her in Kingsman. So we seen her do action. Mackenzie Davis, I think she has the crazy eyes. She could do it. But Lizzie Kaplan is my number one pick. And I don't remember her name. Was it Vanessa in Deadpool?
Yeah.
I never was a fan of Morena Baccarin as her. Like, I still to this day don't think she fits. Lizzie should have been Vanessa. Like, her crazy matches Deadpool's crazy to steal a line from the movie. Like, if you've seen her in The Night Before, like with Seth Rogen and all those, she is quick. Her quips are so funny. She's just like a down to earth chick. Where Marina is like way too hot to believe that she would actually, you know, be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Lizzie, on the other hand, so funny. She's like a every woman's type of girl. I haven't seen her do action, but I've seen her do magic, and now You See Me Too. And I just feel like she's the best pick for this. She should have been Deadpool's girlfriend. But if you need someone to play off of Cable, to play off Deadpool, you go with Lizzie Kaplan. I still think Mackenzie Davis is the front runner, just because there's no reason we would have heard her name out of everybody months ago. But I think Lizzie Kaplan is actually the best pick for that. So do you got any other people in mind for Cable now that we know that it's kind of still open?
I don't know. I didn't prepare for this.
Yeah, I'm kind of stalling. Go ahead, Sal.
No, I don't. For Cable,
I mean, we talked about Kyle
Ron
Chandler.
Perlman. That was already one.
What's that one guy, the old guy that everybody wants to play him? That, like, crap.
Oh,
that
the army guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like Steven, something Stephen.
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I think I don't know. I think they're rethinking.
He's in. Wasn't he in Avatar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, we gotta look. Go ahead. Go on to the next one.
Whatever. All right, so let's go on to our next Keep It a Sweeper topic. Let's start with Doctor Strange. Sal, we had confirmation from Kevin Feige himself, the head honcho at Disney, that Dan Harmon from the Community, I believe, he actually did come on to the movie to rewrite the script and add humor. That was the report.
It's always humor. Everything.
That was the report, but it was, well, I won't get into what I think yet, but it is confirmed. He came in to make it more funny.
Infinity War?
No, Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
So do you keep or sweep
okay.
that addition?
I sweep it because that is so Marvel. I enjoy the comedy.
So Marvel.
I enjoy the comedy, but if it doesn't need comedy, don't put it in. Don't put it in. I've heard reports from early screening that the comedy was kind of just, it felt like it didn't belong. That's what I've heard.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, so I mean, this late in the game, well, it's not happening now, but yeah, if it doesn't need it, don't do it. Don't try and fix it. So I'm sweeping.
I sweep it as well. Same exact reasons.
Oh, Stephen Lang was the name, sorry.
Yeah. Same exact reasons, Sal. That's what I was so afraid of. It's like a lot of people, when the first teaser came out, just like, wow, that doesn't seem like a Marvel movie. And so I don't know if they overreacted or if they saw it themselves, and Marvel is like really what we thought they were. They're like, nope, no dark, no nothing. Everybody's making fun of DC, no jokes, no funny.
Yeah.
It's all dark. I'm like, Marvel's probably like, no seriousness, it's gotta be funny. We need jokes, we need dancing. It's just like, so they changed the script, they changed some scenes. He came in and redid the reshoots. And yeah, from what I'm hearing, it's very mediocre. So
yeah, I heard visually it's amazing. Nothing less expected. But they said it's pretty formulaic in terms of origin story. Acting's good though. So I think mostly the story was the problem of the story and the character development, I might want to say, was part of the problem. So
darn shame. Speaking of a darn shame, hopefully not, is Justice League. Back in the day when Sal was busy, a featurette came out of Justice League as they wrapped shooting. We both saw it. We both had feelings on it. Sal, do you keep or sweep that featurette that Zack Snyder shared?
I don't remember it now, but this was
boy.
2 weeks ago. We saw Superman, so I'm keeping it. I mean, it looked fun. It looked like they were having fun on set, and I really don't remember it, to be honest. Sorry, guys.
Good preparation, Sal. I keep it as well. Of course they have fun. I don't think there's any set besides maybe Fantastic Four with Josh Trank where people are like, oh, this sucks behind the scenes. I hate these people. I think they always have a good time. Nobody goes out like, yeah, we're gonna make a sucky movie. Like, no, they go out to have a good time, make a good movie. So them having fun behind the scenes wasn't too thrilling to me. I mean, I liked it, but seeing some shots that we didn't see before was kind of cool. Some action set pieces.
Batman and the Fox Catcher.
Yeah.
What is it? Not Fox Catcher.
Fox Catcher. Flying Fox.
Yeah.
And so also seeing that Jason Momoa actually did that water scene and wasn't like a fake thing.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So it looks like a big production, a big Zack Snyder movie. I don't know. I just have fun with it. Jason Momoa looks like he's having a blast. Ezra Miller looks like he's having a good time.
Ben Affleck shared a beer with Momoa afterwards. They put that on Instagram.
And the only thing I take away from it, though, is the GCU at the end. Now, you guys might not remember, but GCU is Gotham City University, and they play Metropolis in that college game in Batman vs. Superman.
The Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, that's true. No, you kind of saw it in the original one. But anyway, so if you remember way back, the very first thing that was shot for any of this DCU stuff was that game, Gotham City versus Metropolis. That was it was like a year, it was like way before it came out. So that was the very first thing they shot after Man of Steel. And it was interesting to me how little was actually in BVS. And it was also interesting that they showed that in this Justice League featurette. So I'm wondering, what does that game have to do? Are we going to get a small Cyborg origin story? Because we know he typically was a quarterback and got hurt, blah, blah, blah. So that one part intrigues me a little bit.
I mean, we saw him walking in the Justice League, the teaser trailer. We saw him walking with his Letterman jacket. So I definitely think something is going to... You have to give it. I mean, it's part origin story, so I think you'd have to show some sort of football.
Which is, it's just interesting that they went to such a big production value for that.
I mean, yeah, a
small part. Yeah. Well, we think it's a small part. Maybe it's bigger. And I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I swear I saw Nightwing or someone that looked like Batman, but it wasn't really Batman.
I don't remember. I think we would have heard something by now.
Well, you know, that's just me. But anyway, all right. So next keeper to sweep it. Someone that we do know is confirmed for their actual movie, and that is Spider-Man in Spider-Man Homecoming. But it seems like he might not be in Infinity Wars. After talking with Tom Holland in the interview, he said, well, as far as Infinity Wars, he doesn't know. He hasn't heard anything yet. He doesn't think they have a contract yet. And we know that Infinity Wars is shooting, but he hasn't been told anything. So Sal, do you keep or sweep that Spider-Man will actually be in Infinity Wars?
Is that both movies? Are we talking
just
about?
The first one?
Okay.
Because we don't know the title of it.
I'll keep it that he's not in the first one, and I don't mind it because I know they're two different movies now, but they're still gonna have the same size stakes. So, or they might not, but there's still gonna be big stakes. So I don't mind him waiting till the second one.
Okay, I sweep it. I think coming off of Homecoming, it's a little too much popular. Homecoming and Civil War, where he was like the biggest talk about the movie. Homecoming looks to be a big hit. I find it hard that you keep him out. So yeah, I think he's going to be in it, and then eventually in number 2, maybe in small roles, but I think he'll be in it. But what do you think is best for them to do?
Yeah, I think keep him until the second one. I think the stakes are going to be even higher in that one. So. Yeah.
So we keep talking about the 67 characters. You don't think, they got to fill a quota for this first movie?
I have no idea. We'll see. I think it'll be I think it's going to be like 40% in the first one, 60% in the next.
Okay. Well, a lot of people have talked about, do you believe that might be a contract dispute between Disney and Sony behind the scenes?
No, I don't think so. Well,
because I do. I'll say
it could. I mean, throughout this last 6 months, Homecoming's been talked about really well, and his popularity has been skyrocketing. So it could come down to money, and Sony or Disney didn't think they would be making this much money. So now Sony.
Well, I don't think it's money. My thought is that a lot of people don't realize that contract with Sony and Disney to lend Spider-Man over is just that. It's temporary. It's not Disney owned Spider-Man. It's still Sony's property. And a lot of people were like, Disney is going to run it. Whatever they say, Sony's going to do. No. Sony had final say on the script of Civil War involving Spider-Man. They had final say on his costume design, on the actor, everything. Because it probably would have been Asia Butterfield or that one kid if Sony wasn't there. They were like, man, we don't really feel like he fits. And they're the one that pushed Tom Holland. So it's a lot that goes into this. When you're trying to make a movie, it's even harder to have a second studio like, no, we don't want this. So to me, I think the script doesn't work right now for Spider-Man. Because I don't see Disney like, yeah, we don't need Spider-Man. I think Disney has them in there, and Sony right now isn't approving what they have of Spider-Man in the script. That's what I personally think.
I don't know. We'll hear it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll probably never hear about it. But he'll get in there and they'll make money and we'll all forget about it. But one thing we can't forget about is Doctor Strange. As we go back to that, it is official. It is 154-minute run time. Sal, keep it sweet.
That's pretty long, but it's also a very intricate story, so I'm keeping it.
I'm going to keep it too. I don't think it's like abusively long, but definitely long enough because you do have to talk about magic and different stuff. So it's just, to me, if you try to go short on it, it's going to leave a lot of confused people.
I don't think any superhero movie is going to be less than 2 hours from now on. So
yeah, and it probably shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Oh, Deadpool was.
That's what I was thinking. Was it? Just under 2?
I forget, but it also didn't have the money for that, and now it's gonna have the money for that.
That's true.
One of the biggest grossing movies ever.
All right, speaking of having money, we got famous actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Speaking about his role as Papa Wayne.
Yeah.
He talked about working with Zack Snyder on Watchmen, and how even back then he kind of talked about he wanted to do a Flashpoint movie where if you don't know, in the Flashpoint storyline, Barry Allen Flash changes history, which changes everything. And in the present, what is his name? Thomas Wayne is the actual Batman, and Bruce is the one that died that night. So in this, thing, Jeffrey Dean said, I think that's why he cast me as,
just in case.
Thomas Wayne, in case they let us do this. And so in that case, a Flashpoint movie, you would see Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman. So Sal, do you keep it sweet, that idea?
I keep it 100%. There's no DC fan that would not want that. Unless you do. I don't think you do though. I think you do though. Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan can play dark. He can play dark brooding. You see him in The Walking Dead. Just refer to that and you'll be fine. So yeah, I mean, if we got a Flashpoint movie, I would love it. If we get Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman, I'd love it. Go ahead.
Do you keep it sweet if a Flashpoint movie would ever work?
I keep it. I thought maybe we've been talking about it for months before. Yeah, I think it'll work.
Yeah, I keep both. I think the movie would work. I think he would be great. We see the Flashpoint now in the TV series with the Flash. But just because Flashpoint is kind of a Elseworld story, a what-if story. And so I like it because it's not tied to the DCU. You could, as Ezra Miller gets established and whatnot, you could just do that as a one-off movie where, you get a bunch of different people to play different things and make money. Why not? Just like they do with comics. We do a one-off Elseworld story and make money off of it. You could do the same thing with the movie. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is Batman. Like, it would be rated R. It would have to be because he shoots and kills. Well, this Batman kind of kills too, but I think it would be it'd be very interesting. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our episode.
Oh wait, we have Mera.
Oh crap!
Forgot about Mera.
Forgot about Mera. So that image did drop of Amber Heard as Mera, the Queen of Atlantis, to Jason Momoa's Aquaman. So how do you keep it sweet, that image?
Keep it straight out of the comics. Love it.
Straight out of the comics.
Yeah, keep it.
I keep it too. She looks, amazing. She looks strong. How big a part do you think she'll be in Justice League?
Not a huge part. She'll be there when they meet Aquaman, or she'll be there when, flashbacks are talking. When Aquaman is trying to decide whether he should join the team or not do it, she's going to be the one to say, well, you're the king of Atlantis, you have to represent us, and whatnot.
And
so.
Sex thing.
Yeah.
I keep it as well. So now it's the end of the show. Sal, where can the people find us? Do you got any last thoughts?
Find us on Twitter. I do not. Find us on Twitter at The Canon Blog, or on Facebook, facebook.com/The Canon.
All I gotta say is, if you share or you retweet the post or the tweet of this video or any video in the following weeks, you will be entered for a chance to win a Blu-ray DVD of Deadpool.
There we go. Retweet it and share it.
Nothing more to say. Deadpool. You get you a free copy. Come on now. Also, if you heard it here, it's Canon.